Applejack, she began, but the earth pony wasn't there beside her. Rarity's smile fell away as she sighed, wrapping herself in Applejack's blanket and breathing in her scent. Just one time, she sighed, but it's so much more than I ever dreamed of. Her eyes grew moist. Oh, Applejack, I hope you make it to the rodeo in time. There was a sudden stirring of movement outside the tent. Rarity squeaked and brought the blanket close to her chest. Who is it? She asked, her voice trembling. It's just me, Rarity. It was Applejack. Sorry. She poked her head in through the tent and threw a small bag across to Rarity. But what is this? Just a little present, Shug. Applejack smiled. But the rodeo. Applejack was mock cross. Would you stop mentioning the gosh darn rodeo? She yelled. Just open the bag, will you? Rarity opened it. Inside there was a pile of berries, each a brilliant azure color. Rarity turned to her friend. She was almost speechless. But Applejack, how did you know where to find them? Applejack snorted. It weren't no trouble at all. I was just wandering around till I found a bush with berries on it in the same colors as those gorgeous eyes of yours. Applejack frowned. Your eyes are azure, aren't they? Ain't they? Rarity leapt up and hugged her. Of course they are! Just as yours are the most delectable shade of green I've ever seen. Applejack smiled nervously and tried to slip out of Rarity's embrace. Now, Sugar Cube, remember what we discussed? Rarity, crestfallen, let her forefeet drop away. Well, you're teasing her, calling her eyes beautiful, which they are, so she has the right to call your eyes beautiful. Which I don't know about that, but, you know. Hey. Of course, I understand. I won't forget what. She started to back away, but Applejack suddenly grabbed her around the waist and kissed her. Hard. Rarity struggled initially in surprise, but then she went limp. When Applejack broke the kiss, the unicorn pony looked at her incredulously. Applejack smiled shyly. Well, I kind of thought that maybe we could alter the arrangement just a tad. I mean, I am planning on going to the rodeo next year, since this year was a big blowout. She shook her head at the sudden sad look on Rarity's face. Nah, Shug. No more of those reclamations. Rarity started to smile. So, what you're saying is that what happens in the Swayback Mountains stays on YouTube. Applejack nodded. Sure as heck stays in the Swayback Mountains. No, and YouTube, you know. But that don't mean we can't come back here whenever we want to. Rarity looked thoughtful. You know, Applejack, I have a feeling that these berries will be enough to provide me with azure for a month or so. But I'll soon need to collect some more. She blinked at the earth pony. And I just love your help. Applejack tapped Rarity in the chin with her hoof playfully. I think that can be arranged, she laughed. Oh, Rainbow Dash. Anyone in here? A face suddenly poked through the flap into the tent, a face with bright and serious eyes and a shock of rainbow-colored hair. Wait, Applejack? Rarity? The two ponies leapt away from each other. Rainbow Dash! They cried in unison. Applejack was the first to collect herself. What are you doing here, Rainbow Dash? She asked. Rainbow Dash pulled her way into the tent. She had a suspicious look on her face. I could ask you the same question, Applejack. She darted a sharp look at Rarity. Maybe I should be asking you, Rarity. Rarity started to squeak in response, stepping away from the menacing Pegasus pony. But then Rainbow Dash laughed uproariously. Jeez, I'm just messing with you guys. She turned back to Applejack with a suddenly worried expression. But Applejack, seriously, aren't you supposed to be at the rodeo in Cold Springs? The first event's due to start any minute now. Applejack had managed to calm down after the sudden, untimely appearance of her friend, and she quickly explained the misadventures of the previous day and evening. She found herself blushing uncontrollably, even though she was of course skipping what had happened between her and Rarity. Rainbow Dash didn't seem to notice. Instead, she was horrified that the storm had caused so much trouble. That's the last time, Ditsy-do, she cried, shaking a clenched hoof at the tent ceiling. But I'm the one to blame, really. The buck's got to stop with the boss, after all. She put her hoof to her chin and looked thoughtful for a moment. Then a bright smile zapped across her face. But I think I can fix this situation. You two, come with me. And Applejack? Yeah? Bring your lasso. They're gonna rape Derpy for screwing everything up. No! Everyone tag! Once outside the tent, Rainbow Dash whistled sharply. Moments later, a squad of Pegasus ponies landed on the riverbank nearby and trotted up to where they were heading. What voice should I... What? I didn't expect to have any out of nowhere voices. Give me a minute. Red team reporting for duty, sir. I knew you were a guy, Rainbow. The leader of the group, a mere quizzical amber eyes, a yellow mane, and a blue-gray coat, saluted Rainbow Dash. The other 7 Pegasus ponies followed suit. Rainbow Dash wasted no time in telling them what she wanted them to do. She turned to Applejack and Rarity, who were waiting near the tent, and explained, "You're lucky we were checking the river for damage caused by the storm. We royally screwed up last night." She gestured to the Pegasus ponies that had split into 2 groups of 4. "The least I can make up for it. Let's go, squad!" Without hesitation, one group of Pegasus ponies ran at Applejack, each of them taking hold of a leg and lifting her straight away into the air. "Hey, wait! Now just wait a minute!" Your pony cried out in alarm. Rainbow Dash laughed. "We can't wait! Not even a minute! There's no time to waste if we're going to get you two to Cold Springs within 10 minutes!" Rarity was being lifted up as well, but she was squealing in excitement. "You're taking me too? So I can watch Applejack? Oh, thank you, darling! Thank you!" Rainbow Dash nodded and waved to them as the 2 groups of Pegasus ponies and their burdens swept low over the valley, Applejack still shouting in alarm. Then they crested the ridge and were off on their way towards the plains, towards Cold Springs. Rainbow Dash watched them go. "Another job well done." "It's true what they say," she said, looking into the sky. "Always bet in the Dash." "That was lame." The end. What a I always bet on the Dash. The Dash will always come through. Shut up. That was Swayback Mountain. Yeah. Probably one of the first Rarajack ships on this website. I don't know how to go back to the archive, so I don't know if that's true. But that's the 4th story in the Cream of the Crop series. I'll read something else tomorrow. If I don't know what it is. And if any of you are wondering if it's like a large story I read, because there aren't, I've been reading one-shots the first 3 days, and this has had 3 chapters. But I mean, if I read a popular story with like 30 chapters, how am I going to do that? Because there's no way I'm going to read all 30 chapters in a day unless they're like 5 words. Excuse me, or even 200 words. I do that, I guess. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to read a couple chapters that day, and then I'm going to save it to read and finish at another time. Just so you guys subscribe to me. So, see, it's perfect marketing. I read a few chapters of your favorite story, say Fallout Equestria, and then, you're going to subscribe to me so you can listen to my other readings, which won't come out until I read them again. You have no choice but to follow me. I heard the sheep. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit creepy. A good story. I liked it. Will I favorite it? No. But I gave it a thumbs up. It has 506 likes and 21 dislikes. I thought it was pretty good, in my opinion. It's even in the Rarajack group. Yay! This might be my favorite ship. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of good ones. I can't pick a favorite ship. No. A lot of good ones. I think my favorite's Diamond Tiara and Apple Bloom. Or Diamond Tiara X CMC. Any of them. I don't care. Yeah, I know Falcon. I don't care. There's also, they're not all Falcon. There's some with them grown up, and I prefer to like those more. But I'll take them as CMCs. Sex or no sex, don't care. I'm creepy. Like, what do you want from me? Like, God. This story almost went to sex, so if you want to call me creepy, 505 people, excluding myself, are creepy for liking this almost sex story. Yeah, so, like, shut up. With that in mind, thank you for watching and listening, and I'm going to go read another well, technically, yes, another. Yeah, I'm going to go read it, so, goodbye.